Hey everyone, Geek Freak here. This is a little update of what's happening in this video. Since my top 12 nitpicks in Dragon Ball Super Broly movie was an hour long, I decided to do it in segments. So instead of you guys going through the entire thing in 1 hour, I've decided to do it in parts. So for each number, there'll be a separate video for it, instead of you guys sitting there for an whole hour watching it. And also, I've added a little something extra at number 12. So yeah, that's my update. So with all this said and done, let's resume with the videos. Hello everyone, I'm Geek Freak and welcome to the video. Wasn't the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie great? I loved it so much that I went to the theatres twice and watched it. And I will say this, it was an incredible movie. It's the Dragon Ball movie that we've all been waiting for years. And you know what, I might even go and see it the third time. And I know for a fact there's going to be a lot of people who's going to hate me for saying this. Dragon Ball Super Broly isn't perfect. Now don't get me wrong, I loved this movie, I really do. It's probably my favourite Dragon Ball movie in the entire franchise, but it isn't perfect. Now I know some of you are about to either unsubscribe or give me the dislike, but I want you guys to hear me out before you guys do any of that. I have heard from people and from the internet that Dragon Ball Super Broly was supposed to have an extra hour in it, but they said it was too long, so they cut it down to an hour and 40 minutes. And I think that's why there's so many nitpicks in this movie. If you didn't realise, some of the things in this movie is rushed. Some of the characters aren't fleshed out, there are things that we aren't shown, a few things aren't explained, and there are things that I wanted to see that wasn't shown, or something was just half-assed. And that's one of the reasons why I made this list. To get people talking, discuss the problems, and hopefully Akira Toriyama and Toei Animation will take notes of these problems and correct them when the series comes back. Now, I know for a fact there was people out there that was moaning and groaning about how they retold the Beerus saga and retold the Golden Friesen saga. It was a turn-off for many Dragon Ball fans. However, I wouldn't mind if they actually retold Broly's story in a Dragon Ball saga, because again, Akira Toriyama wrote the script and they took an hour off the script. So all the things that Akira Toriyama wanted to put in the movie, they can put in the saga. Now, there's going to be a few things in this list that I'm going to assume Akira Toriyama wanted to put in. Now, I'm not going to say that this is exactly what Akira Toriyama wanted to put into the movie, but after watching the movie twice, I could see there was a few parts in this movie that was rushed, or something didn't make sense, or some of the characters wasn't fleshed out, etc. etc. You guys know what I'm trying to say. Like I said, the movie isn't perfect, but I still love it. But I'm going to point out a few nitpicks that they could have added or could have done better. And so, this is the top 12 nitpicks of Dragon Ball Super Broly. This video will contain spoilers of the movie, so if you haven't seen it, please go and watch it. And please go and watch it in theatres. It's worth the watch. Like I said, I saw this movie twice, and I might even go see it a third time. And with that said, let's move on to the list. Number 12. Frieza looking into the Super Saiyan and the Super Saiyan God. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of you out there who's going to be thinking, what is a Geek Freak? I thought Frieza was afraid of the Super Saiyan, so why wouldn't he be looking into the Super Saiyan? Yes, but just hear me out for a sec, because there's two things I want to point out. Even though Frieza killed the Saiyans because he was afraid of the Super Saiyan, how did Frieza know about the Super Saiyan? In fact, how does he know about the Super Saiyan God? And those are the two things, the Super Saiyan and the Super Saiyan God. How did Frieza come across this information? I mean, we the fans know that Frieza is afraid of the Super Saiyan, but how did he come across this information about the Super Saiyan? Because in the Bardock special, we are shown that Dodoria and Zarbon are talking about the Super Saiyan, and that's where Frieza got this information from. I'm going to assume that the Saiyans and Frieza's men were interacting with each other, and one of the Saiyans was talking to one of Frieza's men, and they were saying about the Super Saiyan, and how powerful he would be, even more stronger than Frieza, and this information got all the way to Frieza, and this is what I assume what happened in the Bardock special. Frieza got worried, and he went and killed the Saiyans. But in the Broly movie, we never actually see where Frieza got this information from. In the movie, all the Saiyans are told to come back to planet Vegeta, and that also includes Bardock, and Bardock is trying to figure out why all the Saiyans are required to come back to planet Vegeta. And Bardock is told by one of his pals that Frieza's minions was asking about the Super Saiyan, and Bardock figures it out that Frieza is going to kill all the Saiyans because he's afraid of the Super Saiyan. And when we get to Frieza's ship, Kikuno says this.
Regarding the Super Saiyan and the Super Saiyan God, we've researched them extensively, but they appear to be only myths.
Ah, wonderful. I expected as much.
And that's what I'm talking about. how does he know about the Super Saiyan and the Super Saiyan God? In fact, how does he even know about the Super Saiyan God? I think it would have been much more better if Frieza only knew about the Super Saiyan instead of the Super Saiyan God. But even saying that, we don't even know where Frieza got this information about the Super Saiyan from. I mean, let's just say for example that you didn't know anything about Dragon Ball, and you started watching the Dragon Ball Super movie Broly, and then was talking about the Super Saiyan or the Super Saiyan God. In the movie, it's clear that Frieza's afraid of it, but it's never explained what it is, or why Frieza's concerned about it, or where he got this information from about the Super Saiyan. I mean, we, the fans, know why Frieza was afraid of the Saiyans. In the Bardock special, we are shown that Frieza is concerned about the Saiyans' ever-grown power. They talk about a group of Saiyans, which had Bardock in it, who conquered a planet within a month. And that's a feat not even Frieza's top men could do. Frieza and his men notices how powerful the Saiyans are getting, and to avoid repercussions, he decides to end them. And you know what? I actually think that this would have been a lot better than Frieza destroying the planet Vegeta because he was afraid of the Super Saiyan. I thought this part was much better in the Bardock special. But in the Broly movie, I would have liked to see where Frieza got this information from about the Super Saiyan. And this is one of the two things they should have done. One, let Frieza see that the Saiyans were getting stronger and stronger, and so Frieza decided to kill them off, like from the Bardock special. Or number two, actually show us where Frieza got this information from about the Super Saiyan, and show us why Frieza was concerned about the Super Saiyan. And also, I think they should have left the Super Saiyan God out of this. The ordinary Super Saiyan is more than enough. Also, there's one more thing I want to mention before I continue. Besides from Frieza knowing about the legendary Super Saiyan, without telling us where he got this information about the legendary Super Saiyan from, there are two other characters I want to bring up, Chilai and Lemo. In the movie, we see them from the ship, questioning what the Dragon Balls are. They see them from the ship, and Chilai asks, what the heck are those orbs? And during the fight with Broly, we cut back to Chilai and Lemo just talking about Broly. And we cut back to Chilai and Lemo near the end of the movie, and Lemo said, if we don't do something, Broly's going to be killed. And Lemo is just carrying the Dragon Balls. And then after that, we see them summoning the dragon. And that's the other thing. How do they know about the dragon? How do they know that the Dragon Balls can grant wishes? We never see Chilai and Lemo figure out that the Dragon Balls can grant wishes. Where the hell did they get that information from? How did they know that the Dragon Balls can grant wishes? I don't know, maybe they were strapped for time and they had to cut it out of the movie. I don't know. I mean, just go back and look at these scenes where they're on Earth and Chilai says, what are those orbs? And then from then, all the way to the end of the movie, we the audience never figure out how they know about the Dragon Balls and how they can grant wishes. I mean, yeah, we the audience know, but how does Lemo and Chilai know that the Dragon Balls can grant wishes? Where did they get that information from? So yeah, that's two things. One, how did Frieza know about the legendary Super Saiyan? And two, how did Chilai and Lemo know that the Dragon Balls can grant wishes? So yeah.